Hello and a big welcome back to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2023 Dutch Grand Prix. It is round 13 of the 2023 Formula One World Championship and we're back after a month on the sidelines. We've not even any much breaking news over the summer break either, so I couldn't even do a stream about this driver's moving here, this driver's moving here, contract chaos and all that from last summer. None of it. The only confirmation that we had over the summer was that Haas are going to keep Magnussen and Hulkenberg. So that was the only bit of news. So yeah, we've had a dead month, but we're back for Max Verstappen's home Grand Prix. So yeah, welcome in, Kim. Yeah, welcome back everyone. Welcome back Farhan to the channel. Vilmar's in. I don't know what language that is, but I don't understand it, bro. Looking fresh. Trying, Kim. A bit of a late one last night, but we're all right. Yes, Chris, welcome in, bro. Hopefully the mic's on everything. It actually probably is a bit loud, but I'd rather it a bit loud than everyone like, can't hear you, mate. But yeah, welcome back. I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly, I was setting this up this morning and I was like, it's been like 5 weeks since I was last live. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But honestly, we had a good stream before the summer break. Like, I don't know what happened on that, but we had a few extra people in. So if I can have another race like that before the season ends, then I'll boost the channel a little bit. Obviously, every race is not going to be like that, but yeah, hopefully we can grow it before the end of this year and then full send for next year. You know, hopefully 2024 season's a lot better than this, and that will naturally improve everything anyway. And yeah, well, I'll try and do all the qualifying sessions next year and stuff. Apologies, I couldn't do qualifying yesterday. It was weird. They actually did the qualifying session an hour earlier than what I thought it was going to be. Because usually in the European races, qualifying's at 3 p.m. UK time. This weekend it was 2 p.m, so it kind of threw me off, and I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, we'll go over that. We've got half an hour now, pre-race build-up to go through qualifying. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, Mitch, I am actually, despite the Verstappen scenario that we've got this year, yeah, buzzing for this race. Not only because there's not been a race for a month, but also, you know, McLaren looking quick and Williams really coming on strong as well. And I'm so happy for Alex. That he's not fighting for P19 anymore. You know, Alex can turn up and get his car into Q3, get points, and yeah, big ups to Williams, man. They've always been, well, as long as I've been watching, Williams have been the underdog. Obviously in the 90s and stuff, they were a big team, Williams. But since I've been watching since like 2006, 7, Williams have been struggling for a long time, so it's good to see him. Alexander Albon up in P4 for the start of this race. The P19 days are gone. Even Sargent qualified in the top 10 yesterday, so both Williams up at the sharp end. But yeah, interesting to see McLaren and Williams second half. Exactly, you know, whilst this season might miss the headline that you want, which is a championship battle, you know, that's the sort of the holy grail, is a close championship battle. While we don't have the A side, we've got a B side, we've got a C side, we've got subplots basically. This season is all about the subplots. You know, we've got a huge fight behind Verstappen, and you know, I saw the end of qualifying yesterday, and I seen Sergio Perez was 1.3 seconds behind Verstappen. And I just thought, it's not the car, man. You know, I've been sat here probably every week and saying, oh, this Red Bull's the most dominant car, the most dominant car since, you know, the McLaren MP4 or whatever. And it's not, man. It's Perez is in the mix with everyone else. This is the thing. This is not Red Bull 1-2s every week. This is not like Mercedes in 2016 where there's 2 drivers clear of everyone. It's one, man. It's not. If Perez would struggle to win the championship if Verstappen didn't exist and it was Red Bull was a one-car team with just Perez in it, he struggled to win the championship. So it's not the most dominant car ever, because Perez is a good driver. You know, don't get it twisted. Don't sit here thinking, oh, Perez is a load of shite. No, Perez is a good driver, man. So, but Verstappen's wiping the floor with him. So wait a minute here. It's not that the Red Bull is miles clear of anyone else. It's that Max Verstappen is miles clear of anyone else. And it's just like highlighted that point yesterday. You've got Verstappen half a second in front of everybody and Perez P7 in the mix. In the mix. It ain't a Red Bull 1-2 every week. This Verstappen guy, yeah, I think this is the most dominant season by a driver ever. Ever. I don't ever remember Lewis being this dominant. I don't ever think even Michael Schumacher was this dominant. Even in 2002, I think Verstappen is on to have a better season this season than Schumacher did in 2002. It's unbelievable what we're witnessing. And so there's nothing we can do about that. There ain't going to be a championship fight because it's not that, oh, he's got it easy because the car's just no. It's the driver. It's the driver. Sergio Perez would struggle to win this championship if he was on his own. If there was no Max Verstappen, it was a one-car team. Perez ain't winning every race. If Verstappen doesn't exist, Perez would finish 3rd, 5th, 7th, 2nd, then he'll win one, then he'll be 3rd, then he'll be 5th. This is a one-man sport right now, is what I'm saying. It's not a one-team sport. You know, we've had many years from 2010 to 2020 where it's just Mercedes. It's Mercedes, Mercedes, Mercedes. This is not Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. This is Verstappen. Verstappen. That's what brought home to me yesterday. You know, that was the point that I sort of not realised because I sort of knew that, but I just feel like the general consensus is that the Red Bull is way ahead of the pack. I'm saying it's not. I'm saying the Red Bull is slightly better. Maybe slightly better than the McLaren and the Mercedes. Near enough on a par. I'm saying you've got one driver who's having the best prime of his career ever in the sports history. This is when we look back, these years, and we'll probably get the same next year and in 25, and then 26 it all changes, so you never know. But we'll probably look back and go, that was the most dominant period by a single driver ever. Is what it is, isn't it? Exactly, Chris. That's what I'm saying. Like, Perez is one of the best drivers out there, right? And he's getting slapped by 1.3 seconds in qualifying yesterday. Like, wait a minute. Like, how is this a thing? Like, the gap between teammates should be a tenth, couple of tenths. You know, if one guy hooks up a magic lap and the other not so good, you know, maybe it could be 3.5 tenths. No one slaps 1.3 seconds on the teammate. Nobody. Unless you're against a rookie, you know, someone like Liam Lawson who's just jumping in out of nowhere. Yeah, he can get slapped by 1.3 seconds because he's brand new. He's probably, you know, still learning the circuit layout. But when you're an established driver like Sergio Perez, that's been in this sport for what, 12 years? It's probably something like that. What I talk like 2011, something like that. So this is probably his 12th, 13th season, something like that. And nobody should be slapping 1.3 seconds on his head in qualifying. Nobody. I don't care who you are. It's and I just looked at the result yesterday. And I just thought, Perez is just in the pack. He's just in the pack with the rest of them. You know, Perez being out qualified by Albon in the Williams Is the Red Bull that good? Is it an all-round like dominating car like we saw with Mercedes 3-4 years ago, like we saw the Ferrari in the Schumacher days, like we saw with Red Bull in the from well, it's like 2010 to 13, a couple of them seasons. I think 2011 and 13 were especially dominant. I don't think it's that. You know, this is the awakening that I'm getting is it's not that. It's not that Red Bull have built a monster and nobody else can. No. It's that Verstappen is that guy. It's just that guy. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I think it's true. I think the Red Bull is in the pack, performance-wise, and you just got a driver that's absolutely on the top of his game. And is looking absolutely unbeatable. Like yesterday in qualifying, I was thinking, well, it's looking close this. I was thinking like Norris had a good chance. I seen like Piastri was setting purple sectors. You know, there was a couple of other drivers looking quick and then faded off towards the end. And I thought this could be a real battle for pole. You know, Q1 and Q2 looking really close. I was thinking, oh, Norris can get pole here. Piastri can slap it on pole. You know, what can Russell do? And I was thinking, I was watching, I was thinking, oh, I wish I was live because this looks really good. And then, at the death, when it really mattered, when the track had dried up right at the end, Max gets a new set of slicks on and just absolutely slaps everyone by half a second out of nowhere. Just because... I just thought, this is just ridiculous. This is not even... He's almost toying with him. I said this morning, like, he's almost just toying with him at this point. He's like, oh, you think you got a chance, dear? You ain't got a chance, bro. It's madness. The most dominating season I've ever seen in my life. Are you sober, is it, Kim? I don't know if I am. I was waffling on. We've got time to waffle, haven't we? Race starts in about just under half an hour. Please do give me a like on the stream. Got some mad festival on the grid right now. And get yourself subscribed as well. Trying to get to 500 before the end of the season. May or may not happen, but you've got to have your targets, haven't you? So yeah, appreciate if you're into Formula 1, get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single Grand Prix. And I'll try to be live for every single qualifying as well. It doesn't always work out that way, but if I can do qualifying, then I will do it. And yeah, it was a good session yesterday. You know, it was qualifying is one of the good points of 2023. You know, qualifying has been really good this season, and what a grid we've got in prospect as well. Weather conditions interesting. I know. I'm just looking at that as I'm sort of waffling out. I'm looking at the grid and. They're interviewing Steve Carell right now from The Office and all that. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, sun's out. Where's the rain clouds? Where's the rain clouds, innit? I wouldn't be against a shower, but there's been a lot of rain-affected Grand Prix this season. It's not really stopped the eventual winner. Because there used to be a time where you get a bit of rain and it'd throw some unpredictability about, and then you'd get an unusual winner and stuff like that, you know. But you throw whatever you want at Max. Flipping banana skin from Mario Kart. He's still getting the dub. Found a couple of beers in the fridge last night. You know, you didn't come on with us last night, Kim. You should have come on with us, innit? It was a bit of a laugh. Bit of a mad one. I couldn't get a word in edgeways. About fucking 15, 18 people on cam. Like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, it was good fun. But yeah, about 25 minutes away from the start of the race, we've got Adrian Newey being interviewed on the grid, the mastermind behind the Red Bull. One of the biggest assets to the team. Absolute legend of the sport. Wait for Rob Zombie and Alex. What? Rob Zombie and Alex Cooper. Yeah. Alex Cooper. Oh, Alice Cooper. Sorry. Yeah. I was gonna say I've never heard of Alex Cooper. What is this kind of DJ Cinderella festival they've got going on the on the grid? I have no idea what theme they're going for here, but it's kind of a mix between DJ Tiesto and Cinderella and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs going on the front of the grid with violins, and I have no idea what theme they've gone for, but they're having a laugh. There's a guy in his mid-70s jigging up and down with a flute in his hand, and you've got some mad DJ. What is this? Why did they try and do this? Why? Just why, bro? It's a Grand Prix. All this pre-race fluff, it's a bit mad, isn't it? All this pre-race fluff, like trying to make it into a festival. Money. Inter Miami save your football weekend. They win. I saw a bit of that game last night. It was like 2 a.m. UK time, I think. 1, 2 in the morning. I seen a bit of it. I knew they were 1-0 up. You against Red Bull, what is it, New York Red Bull or something like that? I said see a bit of that. It's basically prom girls forcefully giving violins. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird vibe, bro, because they're not even playing the instruments yet. They've got like orchestra instruments, right? They're not even playing them. They're just... That's just weird. It's just weird. Let's just get to the race, you know what I mean? What is this about? But yeah, if you didn't know, just going back to proper Formula One and not talking about whatever Cinderella show's going on at the front of the grid. If you didn't know, Daniel Ricciardo sustained a broken wrist in, was it FP2, I think? Yeah, the second practice on Friday, Daniel Ricciardo went into the wall at turn, what will it be? 1, 2, I don't know the corner numbers round here. You know, I'm usually good on circuits, but the bank corner anyway, which would be like turn 1, 2, 3, turn 4, I guess. Anyway, on the heavily banked corner, which is like turn 4, Daniel Ricciardo spots Oscar Piastri's already gone into the wall. This is in Friday practice. Piastri already in the wall. Daniel Ricciardo comes up. He's not been told on team radio, Piastri in the wall, whatever. Catches him out. You've got a car in the wall. Whoa, panics. Bang, he goes into the wall. But he's not set himself, and the wheel smashes into his wrist, broken his wrist. So he's out for the foreseeable future. He'll probably miss, I don't know, I reckon Danny Ricciardo will miss probably 3-4 races, something like that. And he'll be back. He'll be even the marshals are on a rave. What is this? This is so corny right now. I can't even explain what I'm watching. I've just been completely sidetracked by the marshals doing the Hey Macarena or something. Hey Macarena, Macarena, Macarena. Everyone's on a dancing one. It's just a little bit forced, is the word. It's just a little bit forced. It's just a little bit weird. It's a little bit over the top. It's a little bit of weird vibe going on in Zandvoort right now, but you got to back the party atmosphere. Yeah, epic stuff. But yeah, so Daniel Ricciardo's out with an injury. He probably missed the next 2, 3, 4 races, and in comes Liam Lawson from the Red Bull Junior program, and I think he competes in Super Formula, if I'm not mistaken, and he's been drafted in by Red Bull to fill Daniel Ricciardo's seat for this weekend and probably the next 2. We're back to back with the Italian Grand Prix next weekend, so I imagine Lawson will do that. Then you've got a couple of weeks to Singapore. I would doubt that Ricciardo will be back, but then beyond Singapore, you could see Ricciardo back in for Japan and whatever's after that. But yeah, Liam Lawson's going to get 2 or 3 races at least to show what he's made of, and you know, I don't really see the thing about putting Liam Lawson is I don't really see a scenario where he gets a seat next season, because I would imagine it would be pretty nailed down that Tsunoda and Ricciardo are going to be at AlphaTauri for 2024. But I suppose it's better than not having a go in it. It can't harm his career. Well, yeah, unless it has an absolute disaster. But no, it's good. It's good for Liam Lawson to it's good to see fresh faces in the sport. Give him a go. Oh, must have been horrible, Kim. Yeah. Yes, SHT, welcome in, mate. Just been on a waffling one. I'll pay more attention to the chat. But yeah, we're going to Singapore in September. Can't wait for the Grand Prix. Always want to go. Yeah, I think a lot of you know Denver, innit? I think Denver's on about the company that he works for. Through them, I think he has a chance to go to the Singapore Grand Prix. Mind you, though, does that not clash with him coming over to you? I don't know. Anyway, Singapore Grand Prix is a good one. It would be on my bucket list. Yeah. It'd probably be in my top 5 to go to. Yeah, Singapore. Is that Andrew Rio or whatever he's called? Andre Rio on the grid. I think that's the geezer, innit? But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, Chris. I've not been to a race for a few years. I'm overdue, me. I'm overdue. But then again, I don't know about. I'm weird, me. I would rather go to pre-season testing than to a race. I'm weird, me. Like, as weird as it sounds, right? I am not that bothered about going to the British Grand Prix. I don't know. I'm a weird kind of fan, me, because I love it to the core of who I am. Is Formula One, but I'm not booking tickets to go left, right, and centre. So what's that about? I don't know. I think I'd rather go to the first race of a season than anything else, wherever that may be. I'd rather go to round 1. I don't know why. Rather than like randomly showing up at like round 14. Nah. It's like a weird like F1 OCD kind of thing. I want to be there for pre-season testing when the cars hit the track for the first time. That's when I'd want to be there. I'm not really bothered about going to like round 16. Nah. I don't know why, man. Not that I'd say no, but I ain't going to spend £1,000. Oh yeah, predictions. Yeah, let's get on to the predictions. But yeah, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. Verstappen, Perez, Norris. What's a Perez come through from 7th to 2nd? Maybe. So Chris, you're going Verstappen, Perez, Norris. So you're on a Perez recovery thing, which he has been doing of late. So of course that is not out of the question at all. And then SHT is going Verstappen, Norris, Alonso. Ooh, you're going on an Alonso one. Imagine if Albon got a podium. But that's me going with my heart instead of my head there. You see, a lot of my predictions that I used to do like a proper predictions thing last season, and all the predictions were just from my heart, not my head. Like it because I always think like if I go for a realistic prediction, it's just boring. So I'm like, yeah, Sargent for the podium, innit? And like spice up a bit. But if I was being real, yeah, Perez probably will come through, innit? Perez probably will come through. But maybe not all the way. I'll go Verstappen, Norris, Perez. Maybe Norris keeps Perez at bay. I'll go Verstappen, Norris, Perez if I was, yeah. And then, I don't know, then maybe Piastri can, I don't know, man. Maybe. How quick is this McLaren? How quick is this McLaren, man? This is the vibe. I tell you what, yeah. I was having a laugh before about these fans, yeah, but it is absolutely popping off, no joke. They're actually playing their instruments now. I thought it was all just for... They've got this weird vibe where you've got a DJ, but then you've also got the classical music as well. I've got to hear a bit of this. Oh, you got to respect it, haven't you? You got to respect it. Went to the British Grand Prix first time this year, just experienced it. It was limbs when Norris at the lead. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's when it's... Yeah, it would be mint, that, yeah. Yeah. Lando Norris taking the lead at the British Grand Prix. I imagine that was pretty good atmosphere. Yeah, he led for a few laps, didn't he? I imagine. I've not been since 2011 to the British Grand Prix. That was Alonso won. I think Hamilton has won virtually every single year since that. Near enough. I think Hamilton's been on the podium probably every single season since that. When I went, he wasn't on the podium. Yeah, it was something like Alonso, Webber. I can't even remember. Singapore Grand Prix, it does it different. No, it does, you're right. Singapore Grand Prix does it different. There's a few that it different for me. Probably the Italian Grand Prix, which is next week. That it's different as well. There's something about the Ferrari fans in Monza that's like, I don't know, like a oh, the camera's on an unfocused one. I don't know. There you go. Is it all right? Yeah. There's something about the Italian Grand Prix at Monza that's a bit of a special vibe. Also, the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. But yeah, Singapore is definitely one of those that hits different. Brazil as well. Brazil is one of those where I imagine that would be a heck of an event to be at. Oh my God, is this the Dutch national anthems out? We're nearly there. Race starts in about 13-14 minutes time. We've got the Dutch national anthem on right now, which is probably what we'll hear at the end of the race, as we've heard 10 of the 12 races we've had so far. This is like the F1 theme, this, actually. We've heard it that much. This is the F1 theme. I still don't believe Red Bull win all races this season. Do you think one race something goes wrong? There's a part of me, right, with this Red Bull winning every race, there's a part of me that would like to see it happen, just because it's right. If we're having this kind of a season where Max is going to win every race, right, he might as well just win every race. In other words, we might as well just double down on the fact that Max is dominating, right? Let's just double down and have Red Bull win every single race this season. Because if not, then we're in this halfway house where it's like, well, what an incredible season from Verstappen. Oh, except for that time he got beat there. And like, I almost want to see it without blemishes now, just to, I don't know why. I almost want to see the perfect season. Because no one's ever pulled off a... Imagine if Max had won the first... Imagine if he was on a street where he'd won every single race to now. I mean, Perez won a couple at the beginning of the year, didn't he? Imagine if Max... Then I'd really want to see the perfect season. So there is a part of me that does want Red Bull to win every single race, just for the fact that it's just one of them seasons and we might as well double down. And then 2024... we start afresh and everyone's on 0 points and we say, right, that was a dominating season. They got all the accolades. They broke all the records. Let's go again. But having said that, I don't think they'll win every race. I think there'll be some scenario at some race where there'll be a scenario where there's a red flag at the wrong time for Verstappen, and he misses coming into the pits, and then he ends up at the back of the train. Like, there'll be some scenario that puts Verstappen on the back foot that's not in his control. Something like a wet weather scenario where they have to red flag it, and it's red flagged at a point where Verstappen misses going into the pits. All of a sudden, he's at the back of the train, and then by the time they restart the race, Verstappen's like 19th through no fault of his own. There'll be some scenario that messes it up, but he'll probably win all but one or two, I'd say. Yeah. What have we got left? 10 races, something like that. He'd probably win 9 of them, let's be honest. I could see one race maybe where something happens out of his control, basically. Maybe they don't put a wheel right. Maybe they mess up one of his pit stops or something like that. I don't know. When Max took the lead, it was like cows mooing. Yeah, it lasted like 3 laps. 3 laps of pure euphoria. Mystic modes for Madman scenario. I just see like that's the only way that it can be beaten fair and square. Like either that or some like reliability issue where, you know. But what I would love to see is if he's beaten, if Perez does it near, but if he's beaten by like Norris or Hamilton or Russell or Leclerc, like fair and square, head to head, will Verstappen lose a race on pure merit this season? I don't think so. Like on pure merit, someone's just quicker. Like let's say today, Lando Norris takes the lead and he's just quicker, and there's nothing that Max can do about it. The McLaren's just rapid, and Norris wins the race by 8 seconds, and fucking, and it's head to head, nail biter, and Max gets beaten. I don't see that this season. I'd love it, because it would be like, oh right, they've caught up, let's go. But I just feel like the only way Max loses a race this season is through no fault of his own. Something on a mad one, like a downpour in this race or something, and then there's like a red flag, and it's like, or like a really bad luck timing of a safety car when someone bins it in the rain, and then he's just missed the pits, and then they throw the safety car, and then everyone pits, and Max has to do an extra lap, and then it just completely messes his whole weekend up. That's the only way. That's the only way, bro. That's the kind of season we're having. So something goes wrong in one race. Exactly, yeah, exactly like Liverpool 1920. Exactly. There's always that one slip up where, yeah, I'd be surprised if it's smooth sailing for another 10 races and he just ends the season. He's won them all and it's all been smooth sailing. Like, what? Like, excuse me? What kind of a season is this? There's got to be a slip up at some point. And it starts today when Norris takes the lead into turn 1, dive bomb down the inside. Stephen Marley, who's that? Oh, Bob Marley's Bob Marley's kids is having a footy tournament in my town. Yes, Anto, welcome in, bro. Ernesto, sorry, I didn't say hello to you. I seen you in chat a minute ago, but yeah, welcome in, Ernesto. Brand new for 2023. What is? Oh, jump on board with any driver. You'd have to be a hardcore fan to watch the entire race on board with one driver. I would like to do that one. I mean, I couldn't do a watch along on it because I'm only seeing the race from one perspective. But Yeah, imagine watching the entire race like on board. You just pick like a random driver. You go like Nico Hulkenberg. You say like, right, I'm just gonna put his onboard camera on, and we're gonna do 58 laps on board with Nico Hulkenberg. Nah, there's not many people doing that. I'd like to know how many people do that. It's gotta be a handful. Like maybe if you're the family of the guy. Maybe if you're like the uncle of one of the drivers and you're like, yeah, I'm not asked about the other 19 drivers. I want to ride on board with my nephew and that's it. You know, I can't really see the appeal of that. Yes, Nitai, welcome in, bro. Are you here, Nitai? Are you on TV right now? Are you on the pit wall? I'm on the pit wall, me lad. I'm always on the pit wall. I'm always ready. I'm good. I'm good, Nitai. How are you? Yeah, reckon Lando's a decent chance to win the race if it rains. Save new set of inters. I hope we get a rain shower. I'm just not looking. It's just not looking that way at the moment. But I'm gonna get my headphones on in a minute and have a see what they're saying about the weather forecast and stuff. Not bad heading Italy tomorrow. Yeah, Italian Grand Prix next weekend, isn't it? I was just saying that is one of the ones that I would love to go to. You know, the Tifosi vibe. You know, there's something special about the Ferrari fans at the Italian Grand Prix. But yeah, we're a couple of minutes away from the race. I'm gonna pre-race Pete, and then we'll be back for the commentary. So bear with. Right, let's go. Let's go. Round 14? No, it's not. They're counting Imola as a round. No, it was never. Imola got deleted. As far as I'm concerned, this is round 13. Oh, here we go. Who's ready for the Dutch Grand Prix? 6-inch Tuesday. Damn, bro. 2021 season was better on TV. Yeah, man. 2021 season is the best season I've ever seen in my life. If I had this channel going in 2021, oh, mate, would have. We'd be a different position than we are now, I'll tell you that for a fact. 2021 popped off. Those kids with the Burnley players. I don't know how this race will go. I know, innit, but no, you never know, innit? It's live sport, you never know. You never know, man. I don't know what's going on with this. Right, the GPS and stuff should fire up soon. We've seen everyone on the soft tyres apart from Lewis Hamilton, as far as this website saying that everyone on the softs, Hamilton on the mediums. I don't know if that's, well, should be right. Should be right. Starting grid then for the 2023 Dutch Grand Prix. Kevin Magnussen will start from the pit lane. Liam Lawson, the debutant, starts from 19th. Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo, 18th. Yuki Tsunoda, P17 in the Alfa Tauri. P16, Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. P15, Zhou Guanyu. Nico Hulkenberg, P14. Hamilton out of position in P13. How far can he come up through the grid? Pierre Gasly, P12. Lance Stroll outside the top 10. Logan Sargent, great qualifying session for him in the Williams. P10 for Sargent. Leclerc, P9. Oscar Piastri, the young superstar, P8. Sergio Perez, P7. Carlos Sainz, P6 on the grid in the Ferrari. Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin, P5. Then we've got Alexander Albon, P4. Let's go, Alex. And George Russell, P3. Then we've got a front row of Lando Norris and Maximilian Verstappen. Let's go for the Dutch Grand Prix. Buzzing. You can hear the fucking... They've got a DJ vibe going on, haven't they? I'm near the Ferris wheel, as much as I can say. I thought you said you wasn't here. Clouds hovering over here. Oh, yeah, get in. If it starts raining, Ernesto, if you feel a few drip, drop, oh, yeah, tell us. You know what I mean? We've got to be ahead of the curve, haven't we? You know, like in football when you got to be in the know for the transfer rumours. I need to be in the know weather-wise. You know what I mean? The first drop of rain, we're on it. Ahead of the curve. It's all about who you know, innit, Nitai? It is looking a bit... I don't know, man. I hope we do get a rain shower. But yeah, so everyone starting on the soft tyre, apart from Lewis Hamilton. Well, you know, yeah, rain in Boston. Yeah. Probably closer to the circuit, probably a bit more useful information. We're underway for the formation lap. Live report, exactly live. And live to Nitai, who's trackside. I should do that one day, Nitai. You know, like on Soccer Saturday where they throw it to the, you know, like you've got the presenter and then they throw it to the ground live and it's like, there's been a goal at Craven Cottage. Let's go to Nitai, who's down at trackside. Bang, you come in, microphone in your hand. Yeah, first drops of rain have been confirmed. Oh, imagine the scenes, bro. Imagine that, bro. That would change the game. Live pit reporter would change the game. Right, we're on formation lap settings. Transfer room with a load of nonsense. People know nothing. Yeah. I would say a good chunk of transfer rumours is fluff, yeah, until... But a lot of transfer rumours do turn out to be true, though, don't they? Probably a lot of them turn out to be a load of bullshit as well, but not a lot of transfers going on in F1. I was hoping for more news over summer break. There's been this silly rumour about Lance Stroll quitting Formula One and starting a tennis career. How much truth you take from that is up to you. But... it would be quite the story. Why has that been trimmed at the weirdest point? Let's just put it like that. Right, the GPS should fire up in theory, and we should see the cars on circuit and so forth. He's got to be better in tennis than F1. If Lance Stroll swaps from F1 to tennis... and makes a success out of it. I don't know. It's a weird vibe, innit? But I just hope that Alex gets that seat if he does go. That's all I'm saying. Oh, here we go. Dutch Grand Prix, baby. Go on, Norris, down into turn one, mate. If Lando Norris goes full send in turn one, I'll tell you about it. Trust me. You'll know about it if Lando Norris sends into turn one. You trust me, mate. You will know. I will inform you of what is about to happen. Oh, it's been so long since the last race, bro. This is like, Jesus Christ, it's been a month since we've seen 20 cars lined up on the grid ready for a race. Oh, mate. Man with the green flag at the back. Here we go then. Oh, the 5 red lights are on and racing is back underway. The Formula One season resumes in Zandvoort. It does look a good start from Norris, but Verstappen immediately cuts him off. Oh, we've got a few lockups, 3 or 4 drivers, 5 or 6 drivers locking up into turn 1, but there's no contact. Verstappen gets away cleanly from Norris. Then Russell, Albon's still up into P4. Then we've got side by side between Alonso. Alonso goes for the dive bomb on George Russell. Alonso up into P3. Can Russell get the switch back? Fernando Alonso, you beast! Again! Fernando Alonso up 2 positions, up into P3. We've got sprinkling of rain. We've got rainfall as the race gets underway in Zandvoort. Lap 1, halfway through lap 1, and the rain is coming down. We've got Albon side by side with Sainz. Sainz round the outside of Albon then, and Albon sends up the inside. Go on, Alex! Go on, Alex! Fight your ground. Stay your ground, Alexander Albon. Perez fans, he's slippy out there, Brev. He's slippy. He's slippy. Perez is side by side with Sainz. And look how more slippy round. Verstappen's got the back end out. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. It's raining in Zandvoort and we're all in the pits. He's got a pit. Oh my God, it's madness. Yo, the race has started and 30 seconds in, bang, rain. It's perfect. Oh, they're all staying out. Yo, man, you got a pit. You got a pit. Massive error to stay out. It's a massive error to stay out. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen enough of these races. You have to pit. Perez is in. Perez is in, Leclerc's in, Zhou's in, Tsunoda's in, Lawson's in, Magnussen's in. You've got about 6 or 7 drivers have pitted, about 15 have stayed out. Unbelievable scenes. Look at this, they can't even control the car. Verstappen leads from Alonso. Alonso's up into P2. This is the most exciting start to a Grand Prix since that flipping one where Sainz took the lead. Portuguese Grand Prix 2020. Best race start since then. Oh, mate, this is epic stuff. Look at him just crawling round. The pit for the Inters was the move. Perez, Zhou, Gasly. Right, Perez, Zhou, Gasly, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Magnussen and Lawson all pitted for intermediates. The other 13 drivers stayed out on the slicks and they're all struggling. It's Verstappen from Alonso, Norris, Russell, Albon, Sainz, Piastri, Stroll, Bottas, Hülkenberg, top 10. Look, they're all struggling. Mate. I have never seen a race start like this. Look at how they're crawling. Look at how they are crawling. The pit stop at the end of the first lap was the move. No way. It's 50-50. Bro, they're not all pitting. Some are staying out. This is unbelievable. Russell's down the inside of Norris for the lead of the Grand Prix. Verstappen's pitted. He's side by side for the lead. Oh, this is unbelievable. I'm happy I've waited 4 weeks for this. This is unbelievable. Norris leads the race from... Oh my God. Russell leads from Norris, Albon, Piastri. I am running out of a voice. I can't. This is unbelievable. This is ridiculous. This is the most excitement by a million years. I can't even work it out, bro. Perez is going to... Oh my God, bro. The guys that stayed out are massive L. Perez takes the lead of the Grand Prix easily. Everyone who's on the... Oh my goodness me, bro. You had to pit. I had it right, bro. You had to pit at the end of lap 1. The guys that are still on the slicks, it's a massive L. Zhou Guanyu is going to be up to P2, mate. Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo is going to be P2 in this race in another 30 seconds. This is, you've got Leclerc's on the gravel. What a fucking... I haven't seen a start of a race like this. I think ever. Perez leads Russell, leads Zhou. It's Perez, Russell, Zhou, Gasly. Oh my God, bro, I can't even... This is incredible. And Norris finally pits, but it's 3 laps too late. Verstappen is fighting for third, and it is Perez and Zhou, top 2, Gasly third, Verstappen 4th, Leclerc 5th, Alonso 6th, Russell 7th. So Perez leads Zhou Guanyu by 12 seconds. Oh my God, bro. What an incredible first 3 or 4 laps. That rain shower was the most perfectly timed rain shower ever. Hamilton's still last. It doesn't even matter. We've had that much... I mean... This is incredible. Zhou Guanyu. I tell you what, the people that pitted at the end of lap 1 that was the obvious thing to do in my mind, and it's paid off for them massively. It's paid off for them massively. Look at the top. Look at this. Perez, Zhou, Gasly, top 3. Who predicted that at the end of lap 5? Oh my God, absolute madness. Yeah, we've got Hamilton stone dead last. Hamilton 18th. So Perez has got a massive lead over Zhou, and then Gasly and Verstappen are fighting over 3rd. Then we've got Leclerc 5th, Alonso 6th, Sainz 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Magnussen 9th, Ocon P10, Lawson P11. Is Tsunoda? What's up with Yuki Tsunoda? What a start to the race. I can't believe what we have just witnessed there. We're just getting all the replays now. And look at this, Verstappen still struggling to get past. Look at Verstappen still struggling to get past Gasly for P3. Oh, and now he's going to go for it. Down to P4. Oh, is it going to be contact? Oh, it pushes him so wide. And Verstappen up to 3rd then takes Gasly. So it's Perez who leads Zhou by 12 seconds. Then Verstappen now up into 3rd. Gasly 4th, Leclerc 5th, Alonso, Sainz, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ocon. Yeah, McLaren shot themselves in the foot big time. McLaren down in 12th and 15th. Massive strategic error. You had to pit at the end of lap 1. That was the move. Oh, look at Alonso diving down the inside. Wow, what a move from Fernando Alonso. Up into P5 past the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Wow. Fernando Alonso. Verstappen right behind Zhou. All ready then for P2. Oh, look at that. Verstappen easily takes Zhou. So it's a Red Bull 1-2 now. Gap between Perez and Verstappen, 11 seconds. Zhou can get a bag full of points here. So Verstappen up into second, Zhou third, Gasly fourth, Alonso fifth, then two Ferraris, sixth and seventh, Snowden, Magnussen, Ocon, Lawson just outside the top 10. Then we've got Norris, Hamilton, Russell. It's not worked out well for McLaren or Mercedes, this chaos at the start. Or Albon in the Williams, as Sargent's still out there. Sargent. So Williams, in fact, a few of the drivers have stayed out on the slicks. So Albon, Piastri, Bottas, Hulkenberg and Sargent haven't pitted. They've stayed on the slicks. I have to say, Alonso's race start on the slicks in damp conditions was absolutely electric. Yeah. He went from fifth to third straight off. Oh my God. Yeah, the track's drying out rapid. Look at the gap here. Verstappen's like 2 seconds a lap quicker than Perez. The gap between Perez and Verstappen has gone from 11 seconds to 6.5 in 2 laps. Unbelievable. Exactly, 42 years old and still doing that. Round of applause. Oh my God, Ernest. Cheers, Ernesto, bro. That first 3 or 4 laps there, I have never commentated on a first 3 or 4 laps like that. That was unbelievable scenes, bro. Exactly, bloody carnage, innit, Chris? We've been waiting a full... since the beginning of the year for that kind of a carnage situation, but Verstappen's recovering it. Throw as much carnage as you want, but Max is recovering it still. Gap 5.5 seconds now. As Sainz passes Leclerc for 6th. The track's drying out now. How long before they switch back onto slicks is the question. Villa 1-0 up. Yeah, Verstappen's cleaning up the field, mate. Only thing that wasn't a shot was the Ferrari pit stops. Yeah. And Sainz took the lead, Raikkonen. Yeah, it's like that. Exactly. That's what I said, SHT. That's what I said. Best race start since, Portugal 2020 with Sainz doing a madness. It was that kind of a vibe, yeah. I'd say it was even better than that, yeah. It was similar, though. Russell team radio, they're warning him of rain on the horizon. Yeah, the track's drying out. They're going to be on slicks. They're going to have to go back to slicks soon. Yeah, Magnussen from pit lane to 9th. Well, he's just been passed by Ocon, but still. Oh, Magnussen pits. Magnussen's in the pits. Is he going to go back to the slicks then? As we have got Gasly versus Zhou for 3rd. And Alonso's closing up on this battle for 3rd as well. So it's going to be Zhou, Gasly and Alonso battling for the final spot on the podium very shortly. As Hamilton pits for the set of soft tyres. Yeah, never mind, just pitted, yeah. Wow, this is just the conditions you need for a good race, isn't it? where you have a bit of a rain shower, then it's drying up, then a little bit more rain. And you don't know whether to go slicks or intermediates. This is perfect. Joe and Alonso pits for slicks. Gasly stays out. This seems to be the crossover point then. They seem to be going back to the slick tyres now. Still too wet. Yeah. Alonso passes Zhou. Zhou's put on the medium tyres. So top four have stayed out on the inters. So Perez, Verstappen, Gasly, Leclerc have stayed out on the inters. So from Alonso down, they've all come back into the pits for a set of dries. Verstappen pits then in the Red Bull, and onto a set of brand new soft tyres for Verstappen. Alonso's clear, Joe. Yeah, Alonso is on the move. And Pierre Gasly pits from third onto the soft tyres. And Leclerc pits as well. So there is now only race leader Sergio Perez still out there on the intermediate tyres. And Leclerc's getting a front wing change as well. So that'll be about a 10-second pit stop. But might be worth it if he's got damage. Okay, we're seeing why Leclerc had to change his nose. Got a front wing damage. Oh, and a little bit of contact with Lando Norris. Was that a Norris or Piastri? It might have been a bit of contact with Piastri, but yeah, Alonso now back into third with Gasly taking that pit stop. So it's Perez, Verstappen, Alonso top three. And Perez pits from the lead. Verstappen's going to get the lead here. It doesn't matter how chaotic it gets. You know who's about to take the lead. Well, there you go then. At the beginning of lap 13, Max Verstappen takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. And you can throw any amount of chaos you want at this man, and he will come out the other side with the Grand Prix lead. It's Max Verstappen who leads after such a chaotic start to the race. He's recovered the situation very well and now leads a Red Bull 1-2. Perez now second. Alonso up from starting position of 5th to 3rd. Gasly P4, Sainz P5, Zhou Guanyu, I hope he does get some points out of this weekend. Zhou Guanyu in P6. Then we've got Magnussen, Piastri, Tsunoda, and Ocon rounds out the points for now on lap 13 of 72. But it is Max Verstappen in his home Grand Prix who recovers from a chaotic start to assert his dominance again. And we're seeing a replay of Alonso passing Zhou. Max is now in 7th from the pit lane. Yeah, go on, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin is 7th from the pit lane. Good, Andy lad. Battle for 8th, Piastri, Tsunoda, Ocon, nose to tail on the circuit. And Albon as well, right behind. So Albon... So I guess that Albon hasn't pitted at all and has just stayed on the slicks and is now P11. It's not really worked out, has it, that strategy? Ocon having a look at Tsunoda for P9. Oh, in the side-by-side into turn 1. Tsunoda on the inside, Ocon on the outside, and Tsunoda squeezes him out of it. And here comes Alexander Albon then. Just be careful, Alex, because you don't want to lose a front wing. Tsunoda keeps the position for now then. Tsunoda 9. Ocon 10th. Albon 11th. And it's been a nightmare of a race so far for Mercedes. Russell's gone from, 3rd on the grid to P18. It's been an absolute horror show from Mercedes, this. How did we mess this up? Says George on the team radio. Mercedes have got this horrendously wrong. Yeah, look at that. Bottas, Hulkenberg and Albon and Sargent haven't even pitted. Oh, Gasly versus Sainz for 5th. For 4th, sorry. Wow. This is without a doubt the race of the season so far, this. Without a doubt. I don't even care if Verstappen ends up winning this by 45 seconds. It's still race of the season. Gasly and Sainz battling for P4. Oh, so... Whoa! Oh, the Ocon and Tsunoda situation was ridiculously close into turn 1. Wow, that was... That reminded me of Schumacher versus Barrichello at Hungaroring 2010. That's how much he squeezed him into the pit wall. Wow. Oh, and they go side by side again. Gasly and Sainz for 4th. Into turn 1. Sainz tries to switch back. But Gasly holds on. Hella sketch. That was a sketchy defence from Tsunoda, wasn't it? Against Ocon. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. As Sargent stopped out on circuit as Piastri pits in the McLaren. But Sargent's crashed. Sargent has had a big incident. Sargent out of the race. Oh no, Logan, not again. Safety car's out. All right, safety car's out. Sargent in the wall. One step out. And in the swell. Damn, son. Oh, Sargent in the wall, out of the race. GG's. Full safety car on lap 17. I don't need that. Hang on. Don't need that on. His mum should have named him Sergeant. No, she shouldn't have. I'm glad she didn't. We're seeing a replay. Oh, he clips a cut. Has he broken it? That was... I don't know what happened, Logan. I think something failed. I called that like a motherfucking lad. The commentators don't know, bro. I know. He had a failure on the front right suspension as he went over the curb. And I seen that. And David Croft and all them Karen Chandok and all them think, oh, he's understeered. He didn't, bro. There's something broke on that car. I know these things, bro. I need to rewind this. I'm rewinding. I'm not even live anymore. I'm on a different tangent. Because I spotted something there, bro. He's turned in, and it's a failure of the front right suspension. I'm convinced of it. Right, so he's flat out here around like turn 7, right? Right, so he goes turn 8, right? It's a failure. And it's not understeer. It's a failure of the front right steering arm. He's turned and the wheel has stayed straight. He has turned into turn 9 or turn 8, turn 9. I don't know the corner numbers round here. It's a new circuit, innit? Give a damn. He's turned in and the wheel has stayed straight, and so he's gone into the wall. It's not a driver error, that. It's not a driver error, that. Mark my words, that is not a driver error. That is a car error. And I called it. I knew it. And they're all giving it, oh, he's just understeered, too much speed. It's a wet track. Nah, bro, the car's failed there, bro. 100%. It's like in Monaco where you've seen it in Monaco where they like tap the barrier and it like snaps the steering arm, and then they go to turn into the next corner and the wheel just stays straight, and it's like they turn and the car just goes straight on. It was a more subtle version of that where he's turned in over the curb and that right front wheel has just gone, nah, bro, I don't back it. I'm going straight on into that wall. So it looks like a driver error, but it ain't. I've got the Hawkeye scenario. Equipment failure, not driver error. But it's still the same result, isn't it? Logan Sargent's still out of the race. He's still at the wall, whatever happened. Anyway, we're back live. Sargent looks absolutely distraught, sat on the grass verge, mate, contemplating life itself. I'd be gutted as well, mate. I am convinced that it's not a driver error. That Sargent reported for duty. He has been unlucky. Yeah, I was hoping that he'd get something out of this race. It's not turned out to be. So yeah, with Sargent being in the wall, safety cars out, lap 19 of 72. And yeah, everything is neutralised. One side sun is out, the other side dark clouds. I know, man. Yeah, it's a mad... on a weather spectrum, this is all over the place. I'll tell you what, though, rain... When was the last time a race started and then it rained on lap 1? It's like... flipping... what's that race in Germany? 7. Nürburgring 2007. There was another one as well. But it's such a beautiful scenario. The race starts and then it rains. It happened in Brazil once as well, I think. It just creates absolute chaos. And then, I don't know what happened in Portugal. I think Portugal is just a damp circuit. But race start, and as the lights go out, the rain starts to fall. Is such a goated. It's such a fucking vibe. 2019 Germany. I don't remember that one. Is that the one where the Mercedes was with the white nose? Was that 2019 Germany? It's so good, man. So yeah, safety cars out, lap 20 of 72 for the Logan Sargent crash, which I am putting down to a mechanical failure on the front suspension or front steering arm. It could end up being his fault and he's just understeered, but I just feel like something's not quite right with that Williams. But yeah, Sargent out of the race, safety car, and the order behind the safety car is when the race gets underway in a few laps' time will be Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Gasly, Sainz, Zhou, Magnussen, Albon back up into 8th, Ocon and Tsunoda top 10. Then we've got Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton. It's not worked out well for Mercedes or McLaren this. Both McLarens, both Mercedes out of the points. Stroll down there in 19th. How Stroll ended up P19 as well. That's a massive L as well. Lawson down there in 18th. Magnussen. I tell you what, there's been a few winners and losers so far. Zhou Guanyu, big winner. Kevin Magnussen, big winner. Pierre Gasly, big winner. Fernando Alonso, big winner. Sergio Perez, big winner. Big losers, Stroll, Russell, Hamilton, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc. Couldn't stop shouting Vamos for Alonso at the start. What's that? What? Today? Or are you talking about that German Grand Prix? Nah, in fact, Alonso wasn't even on the grid in 19, so... Well, you mean at the beginning, at the start of this race? Mate, what a fucking... First 4 laps of this Grand Prix is the highlight of the season, for sure. There's been a few little highlights this season, but first 3 laps of the Dutch Grand Prix will probably be the highlight of the season when we look back at it at Christmas and go, well, that was a Red Bull season. What happened? And then I'll go, oh yeah, those first 3 or 4 laps at the Dutch Grand Prix were good. And you go, oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? that'll be the memory. What a fucking unbelievable. Right, safety car's coming in at the end of this lap. It's a bad highlight of the season. It's bad that's the highlight. It is, man. It's one of them years, though, isn't it? Like, I said the other week, like, this is just one of them seasons where we just get through it and enjoy the moments like this where you get, a little bit of something, a different flavour, and just enjoy it and get through it and know that there ain't no championship battle. Get through it and then hope for greener pastures, Hope for much better season next year. But yeah, race is about to get back underway then. We're on lap 21 of 72 and Verstappen is going to lead the pack away in a few seconds' time, and we're going to get this Dutch Grand Prix, the chaotic Dutch Grand Prix that it's been so far, back underway again. And Verstappen bolts, and here we go then. Race back underway at the end of lap 21 of 72, and Alonso's looking close behind Perez. Alonso and Sainz looks really close behind Gasly as well. Here we go then, and Alonso tries it on Perez. Perez has to defend, and Sainz and Gasly side by side yet again at turn 1. Oh, and Gasly has to defend it, just about holds onto the position. So it's Verstappen, Perez, Alonso, Gasly, Sainz, top 5. Zhou Guanyu in P6 holding off Magnussen and Albon P8. Ocon P9 and Yuki Tsunoda in P10 at the moment. Oh, Sainz's Ferrari looked a bit squirrely there going into turn 7, but it's Verstappen who leads Perez away as the Sainz is all over the gearbox of the Alpine ahead of him. Oh, and one of the McLarens runs wide there, and Piastri runs very wide, and Bottas takes P14 off him. Verstappen already gapping Perez at the front. Has Piastri got a problem? Here comes Sainz eyeing up Gasly again then, down at turn 1. Ooh, he has a little look, but Gasly holds on for now. Albon passes Magnussen for 7th. Go on, Alex. Oh, yeah, Alex hasn't even pitted yet. Wow. Skyflock corner. I didn't know these corners had names. Oh, it's a wow. Wow, it's a nice move from Albon there. Does he go around the outside? Wow. Jeez. Yeah, Albon v Magnussen was... there was 2 parts to that story, and part 1 was a ruthless defence from Kevin. Kevin always gets his elbows out, though. So Verstappen leads Perez by 1.6 seconds. Alonso about 2nd behind Perez in 3rd. And then Gasly, Sainz, Zhou on the medium tyres in P6. Zhou's under pressure from Albon. Albon, of course, on the everyone on the soft tyres apart from Zhou, Bottas, Hulkenberg, and a couple of guys at the back. But Tsunoda is all over the back of Magnussen for 9th. Ocon passes Magnussen then. So Magnussen down from 7th to 9th in the last couple of laps, and under pressure from Tsunoda now. Albon's going to be up into 6th in a minute here. It's going to be... It's a shame for Zhou, this, because Zhou, the Alfa Romeo got the strategy bang on at the end of lap 1, pitting him, and now he's just fading away. He'd probably walk away with a P13. It's like, damn, bro, you were 2nd. Ocon around the outside of turn 1. Ocon goes round the outside of Kevin Magnussen then. Nice move. I have to say, Zhou's doing well to hold another position on medium. Yeah, well, that's it. He's on the wrong tyre, isn't he? He's on a different strategy, so how long can he keep Albon behind him? Not for long. Albon up into 6th as Piastri and Bottas go wheel to wheel. One, they almost... A great battle by Piastri and Bottas there, but he almost lost the rear end of the car in turn 4 then, did Piastri. Piastri up into 14th then. Albon ready for some recovery drive, yeah. Is that still 0-0, that, Suede? Go on, Sheffield. Black and white flag for Kevin Magnussen. Currently, Albon quicker than McLaren. Yeah. Albon better than McLaren. Yeah, man. Leclerc and Hamilton are battling over P12 here. What a madness. This has not been Lewis's weekend, this, has it? It's not been Mercedes. This has been a disastrous... I mean, Lewis might end up coming away with a point or 2 at the end of this. As he goes down the inside then, Hamilton versus Leclerc into turn 1. And Lewis goes up into 12th, passes the Ferrari. I can't believe they're battling over P12. What is this season? And Piastri takes Leclerc. Go on, Oscar, lad. Next up for Piastri, Hamilton. what a mad order to this. It's a mad order, this. You got Hamilton, Leclerc and Piastri in the bottom half, and Russell in the bottom half of the field. And you've got Gasly and Albon show up at the front. Look at this. Leclerc's losing places left, right and centre here. Bottas on the medium tyres, eyeing up Leclerc now for 14th. I know, 46 laps there. Hamilton overtaking Leclerc. Hamilton replacing Leclerc at Ferrari. No, Lewis, I can't see Lewis moving teams now. No, you've got to stay where you are at this point. If Lewis was ever going to move from Mercedes, he'd have done it by now. You might as well see the project through now. You might as well just stay there till 26 now. I'd rather be at Mercedes than Ferrari. Alonso is catching. Yeah, exactly. I say Alonso's going for Perez. Alonso. It's like a football fan's changing shirts at half time. Fernando Alonso. No, I've got many hats, me. I don't care. I've got probably a hat from every team. Well, no. Mercedes, Haas, Alpine, Aston Martin. So get in. Yeah, Alonso pulled away from Gasly. Mate, Alonso's looking rapid. And Albon's still out there yet to pit, isn't he, as well? Lewis is on the back of Magnussen for 11th. We're on lap 29 of 72, so we're not even a half race distance yet. And Hamilton takes Magnussen for 11th then. So Hamilton getting towards the rear end of the points now on a recovery drive. Williams going for the big gamble. Hopefully it pays off. Yeah, I know. They're on a different strategy, aren't they? Because instead of going on to the inters and back to the slicks, Albon just went straight through, no glue. Albon just went straight through on the slicks through the rain, so he's lucky to still be out there and not have stuck it in the wall. Yeah, look at that. You can see the pit stops there. So everyone's gone soft into soft. Well, the majority of the drivers have gone soft into soft for the rain shower. Albon, mate, stayed out. I actually think Mercedes progressed to where they want to be long term without Lewis. Who would you get in Lewis's seat then? Who do you replace Lewis Hamilton with? Right now? Try and get Piastri or what? Try and get Norris or Piastri or try and get... I don't know, what do you do? So far, consider all the chaos. Alex P6 is a big dub. Yeah, it is a massive dub, man. I thought he was in the bin, you know, when he was like P18. Everyone else is on the intermediates. He was virtually being lapped at one point, Alex, at the back of the field. But yeah, it dried out pretty quickly, and it's come to him again. Leclerc's been overtaking Hulkenberg in the Haas. Yeah, he's in the mud. Yeah, Magnussen and Hulkenberg dropped back a lot. Leclerc's. What's going on here? What has happened to Charles Leclerc's Ferrari? He's not having a good time, is he today? Verstappen team radio. Ooh, Verstappen reporting darker clouds incoming. As Sonoda passes Zhou for 8th. I see Zhou's fading on the medium tyres. He was up in P2. It was a massive opportunity for Alfa Romeo to score a bag full of points here. And he's fading away. And this is what happens. This is the horrible... The horrible truth that you haven't really got the pace to be as high as you are. It comes through over 70 laps. Not saying Lewis is finished. I just think they were better with number 1, number 2 drivers like Lewis and Bottas. Russell and Hamilton both want to be number 1. Yeah. Yeah, it's often more trouble than it's... Yeah, it's often more trouble than it's worth, innit? Having both drivers that think they're the number 1 is... You're actually better off with a dynamic like Verstappen Perez, really. As Norris goes round the outside of Zhou. Oh, Zhou's really struggling on those medium tyres. And Norris up into P9 then, and looking at the back of Sonoda for P8. So on lap 32 of 72, Verstappen leads Perez by 3.8 seconds. Alonso now has dropped off the back of Perez by 3 seconds. Gasly a second and a half behind Alonso in P4. Sainz a second and a half behind Gasly in P5. And then a bit of a gap to Albon in P6. Then Ocon, Tsunoda, Norris and Zhou P10 at the moment. But how long is they going to hold on to that? Hamilton closing in within a third of a second now of the Alfa Romeo for the final point. And here comes Lewis then with DRS open. Down to turn 12. And Zhou just about holds on to it into the chicane. And but he would imagine on the pit straight, Lewis will get DRS slipstream, and it should be a done deal. I agree. Who'd want to join Ferrari? Well, it depends who you drive for at the moment. You know, it depends who you drive for at the moment. You know, Albon. You know, someone like Tsunoda. You know, someone who's in maybe one of the Alpine guys. You know, Ocon, Gasly. I'm sure they'd all take it. You know. But no, I think Ferrari will keep the drivers for the next few years. The thing is, this season's a bit of a dead one with driver moves. I don't think we're going to see any more driver moves. I think Ricciardo come back from his injury, and that'll be the grid for next year. And then at the end of 24, maybe then the Perez situation will trigger, you know. I think at the end of next season, then we get a lot of drivers moving around. But from this season to next, I think, Lawson aside, I think this is the grid for next year. Unless Lance Stroll does do the big tennis switch. Stroll on a big tennis switch, mate. I'll love to see it. watching Lance Stroll at Wimbledon. Sainz dropped further behind Gasly as well. Yeah, Ferrari pace is absolutely in the. It's such a mystery in it, this Ferrari. I mean, Leclerc having a nightmare down in 15th. Sainz dropping off the back of Gasly. Another good race from Gasly this, you know. The Alpine got the strategy right. I think Gasly was one of the drivers that pitted at the end of lap 1, which was the thing to do. So I think Mercedes needs to remove one of Lewis or George. I think they got a project with George. You need to make a decision at some point. Probably going to one more season with them both. I think it'd be more than that. I think Mercedes will run the Russell Hamilton partnership for. I don't know. It depends when Lewis decides enough's enough, innit? And it probably depends on the performance of the Mercedes as well. If they're this far off next season, I think Lewis will have a long hard look at it and go, do I need to do this anymore? But if Mercedes take a leap forward for 24 and they're in the mix again and they're in the fight with Red Bull, that'll reignite Lewis and Lewis will probably sign up for another 2 years beyond that. But I think next year's a big year, really, for Lewis. Because if he's not... I think if Lewis doesn't fight for the championship next year... I think it's going to start... He's going to start thinking about the next stage of his life, surely, at that point. Sargent's still looking absolutely gutted. Ocon has a great bond with Wolf. Ocon is underrated, but I don't know if I see him in a Mercedes, though. Has Ocon got that killer instinct, though? I don't know. Maybe once you're in the right car, you sort of develop that. I don't know. Manjo just can't catch a break. I know. I was hoping, you know, show up there in P2 at the end of lap 1 the end of lap, like, by lap 4, show up in P2 was, that's what I watch this sport for. That's why I watch Formula 1, for moments like, you know, Zhou Guan Yu, P2, you know, those are the moments I live for. And to see him as the race wears on, now we're at half race distance, as it wears on, he just fades away, and then now he's outside the points in P12. It's such like a missed opportunity for Alfa Romeo. But if you haven't got the pace, you haven't got the pace, have you? You know, it's just... You get your 50 seconds of fame, I suppose, but you can't make it stick. It's short-lived. Lance needs to know you need to drive the car, not acting like us. Yeah. Lance Stroll's... Do you know, I thought Lance Stroll would step up this season. I really did. I backed him. I thought, do you know what? This Aston Martin's going to be rapid. Alonso's going to get podiums, and Stroll's going to get top 6s, top 8s. That's what I said in the pre-season predictions. I was like, Alonso's going to get podiums, Stroll's going to get top 8s. I was right about the Alonso podiums. I was wrong about Stroll. He's not stepped up. It's shown him up. And I think if Lance is still at Aston Martin next season, it just seems a little bit wrong now at this point. I think it just seems a little bit... Until now, he's earned his seat, regardless of the position that his father's in. I feel like until this point in his career, Lance Stroll has earned a seat in this sport. You know, he's had good performances over the years. He's had podiums, pole position. He should have won the Turkish Grand Prix a couple of years ago. You know, Stroll's been all right, you know. Stroll's been all right. But this season is the first time I've looked at it and gone, maybe he's not up to scratch, you know. And he's certainly now holding back Aston Martin. And I think if Aston Martin had two drivers of Alonso's calibre, or, you know, put it this way, if Alexander Albon's in that second Aston Martin this season, Aston Martin would be seriously looking down the barrel of finishing P2 in Constructors. As it is, they could end up finishing P5 because McLaren are coming up quick. And yeah, it's not been the day for McLaren, but there's another 9 races. McLaren are going to score bags of points in the last 9 races of this season. Ferrari are going to get some points. Mercedes are going to, you know, you could end up with a scenario where, because of Lance Stroll, Aston Martin, instead of finishing second, finish 5th. That is not acceptable. And when it becomes to that scenario where he's seriously hindering the potential of the team, they have to look at replacing him. Whether he goes and plays tennis or not, they have to sit down with Lawrence and go, this is not an easy conversation to have, but it's a necessary conversation to have. Whether he likes it or not, maybe Lance isn't up to scratch. And when you've got a team that's on the ascendancy, you know, Aston Martin will be looking at fighting for the championship for the next, probably from next season onwards. They'll be thinking within their company, within that racing team, they'll be thinking, we can fight for the championship. Look at how much we've leaped from the 6th fastest team to the 2nd fastest team at the start of this season. They'll be looking at fighting for the championship. You ain't fighting for the championship with Lance Stroll behind the wheel. I'm sorry, you're just not. But that's my little rant. If I was Aston Martin, give Djokovic 1 season. No, I won't bring in a rookie. It's not that kind of a team anymore. I think they're over that. They're not. No. I wouldn't put a rookie in that seat. I would be talking to Alex seriously. I'll be also on the phone to Piastri as well, but Piastri, Norris and Piastri stay at McLaren for the foreseeable, but I'd definitely be on the phone to Albon and say, listen, I'd be on to Sainz as well, I think, you know. If I was Aston Martin, I'd be phoning Sainz and going, are you really happy at Ferrari? Do you really feel you're feeling your potential? Why not have a fresh start with us? I don't know, I feel like if Aston get a good second driver, I'll get back to what's happening in the race in a minute, but yeah, Leclerc must have whoa, Lawson going for the move on Leclerc. And Leclerc has to give him space. And it's Lawson versus Leclerc for P15 in the Dutch Grand Prix. Here he goes, Lawson, then down the inside. Leclerc must have a problem with that Ferrari because he's been passed by the debutant. Liam Lawson up into P15, the AlphaTauri overtakes the Ferrari. And I'd say there's something wrong with that Ferrari. I'll tell you right now. There's no way Charles Leclerc is... Oh, Leclerc's going to get him back, though. Leclerc's got DRS and takes the position back then round the outside into turn 1. And they're battling over P15. Damn, son. Ferrari isn't focused on F1 right now. Do you think, Suede, that because Ferrari have opened another avenue of racing with this WEC project, do you think that that's turning their attention and they're not as focused on Formula One as they were? Do you genuinely think that? Because they'll be completely separate entities. I feel like that's virtually 2 entirely different companies. They'll have an F1 side and they'll have a completely separate WEC side. It shouldn't affect them at all. Yes, celebrity Olympic. Dang, what happened to Leclerc? It's that bad, Mr. Olympic. It's that bad that I think that Leclerc must have a problem with that Ferrari. And Leclerc is in the pits. Right, yeah. There is a problem with that Ferrari and he's retired. He's out of the race. He's out of the race. Leclerc retires from the race, and I was right in my suspicions. It was just so bad that it was just not legit anymore. It's like it gets to a point where it's like, wait a minute, you're fighting for P17 with Liam Lawson? Like, no. So yeah, Leclerc retires from the race. Something was wrong with that Ferrari, and he's out. Get more bang for your buck in WEC than F1. Yeah, but how many people watch WEC compared to F1? Because 99% of people in the street would never have even heard of WEC. I reckon the viewing figures is probably like 1% of what F1 gets. So you can't just focus on WEC. No one's even heard of it. Unless you're a big motorsport fan like me, or you're obviously into it. Unless you're into motorsport, man on the streets never even heard of WEC. So you probably get a million times more bang for your buck in F1 than you do in WEC. A billion times more. Prestigious moneymakers, yeah. I'm not saying Leclerc's at fault. Start living in Cinderella tales. They've not been good enough. I don't know where to rate Leclerc. It's really difficult where to put Leclerc, because at some points you think on his day he's one of the best. Especially in qualifying, Leclerc can slap a pole position. You think, yeah, Charles Leclerc on his day is one of the best. Top three on the grid. I would say, you know, if you'd have asked me at any point over the last 5 or 6 years, I'm putting Leclerc in the top three drivers on the grid. But this season, he's not been top three on the grid, top three drivers, has he? I don't. It's difficult where to rate him. Is he in that top tier? Is he in that top tier, or is he just a little bit? Is he just in the second tier? Very difficult. Time to stop overrating Leclerc. You might be right, You might be right on that. You might be right. He might not be that guy. He might not be that guy. But you can't judge it off today. Like, obviously, there's a problem with the car, but it's not been a great season, has it? Um, but Hamilton closing up on the back of Sonoda for fifth. Leclerc's like graffiti. You see him on the walls. Yeah, I think that's Leclerc's biggest Achilles heel is the mistakes he makes. Leclerc can stick it in the wall 4 or 5 times in a season. You don't see Hamilton in the wall 4 or 5 times. You don't see Verstappen in the wall 4 or 5 times a season. You don't see Alonso in the wall. Maybe once in a season they'll have a crash. Whereas Leclerc will have a crash every now and then, every 5, 6 races, bang. Yeah, like Alpine, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to rate him. Perez in the pits, lap 46 of 72. That gives Alonso P2 for the time being. Race all that matters, not qualifying. Well, yeah, I mean, qualifying can help you out, can't it? But at the end of the day, the points are given out at the end of a Sunday, so yeah. The clerk level team below, yeah. Perez pits. Rain coming. Bring it on, SHT. Bring on the rain. Hamilton pits and is overtaken by the entire midfield. So is Alonso and Gasly going to cover off this Perez pit stop now then, or what? Replay with Esteban Ocon on Bottas. DRS open. Yeah, those dark clouds are coming in. Lap 47 of 72. And yeah, it's getting a bit dark out there. Rain shower inbound. Is one of the Alpines been retired from the race? Oh, did he have a did Gasly have a penalty there? Oh, sorry, was that Ocon? What? Tarzan corner. I didn't even know these corners had names. Oh, look at Russell's exit out of turn 4. Oh, it's just absolutely... Oh, careful, George. Oh, my God. You can't overtake going through the middle sector here. It's so narrow there. You can't. The track's not even 2 cars wide going through that snaking section before you get to turn 7. And Gasly's got to build the gap up now. It's going to rain 2 to 3 laps. YOLO. He could have had it. He could have tried it. I don't know. It's a difficult move to pull off that. Sainz passes Tsunoda for P4. So Verstappen leads Alonso by 13.5 seconds. But obviously Perez is in 3rd, but he's just pitted. So we are looking down the barrel of a Red Bull 1-2 here, unless something mad happens like a rain shower right now. Verstappen and Alonso are waiting for the rain by the looks of it. Yeah, they're trying to extend the stint, hoping that you get a downpour and they can just go straight onto the inters again. Rather than, yeah, you do a pit stop now, put a brand new set of slicks on it, and then it starts raining, and you're like, well, we've got to pit again. But it's a tricky one, isn't it, though? Because at some point you've got to draw a line and go, it's not going to rain. But it is looking sus out there, though. And Alonso's in. Yeah, never mind. Alonso's in from P2. Oh, there's a problem. Oh, no. That's like going to be 8.3 second pit stop. To put that in perspective, you should be doing 2.5 second pit stops. So he's lost 6 seconds in the pits. And he's Sainz up into 3rd. And Yuki Tsunoda is now up in P4. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda. As we see Norris down the inside of Hülkenberg into turn 1 for P10. But he'll have fresh tyres to get the moves done still. Yeah, there is that about it. Let's see if the rain comes now or not. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, Verstappen pits from the lead. 2.2 second pit stop. That's how it's done. And but Alonso soon passes Tsunoda. Then Alonso makes light work of the AlphaTauri and back into P4. So it's Verstappen, Perez, Sainz. Sainz on for a podium after all this, or what? Or is he out of sync? Has Sainz got a pit again? Yeah, so Verstappen leads Perez by 6 seconds. 5.5. Sainz third, Alonso fourth, Tsunoda fifth, under big pressure from Pierre Gasly, who's had a great race and is looking at P4 this afternoon. So Tsunoda and Gasly battling over fifth. Russell P7, Albon in the Williams on the medium tyres, and P8, Ocon ninth, under big pressure from Lando Norris in P10. Hamilton start the points in 11th, then Piastri, Zhou, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Lawson, and Leclerc and Sargent are out, as Tsunoda goes wide and gives the position to Pierre Gasly. Easy move in the end. Tsunoda makes a mistake. Gasly up into P5. And gap between Sainz and Alonso, 1.2. Let's go. Yep, he's catching rapidly. Alonso looking quick. Alonso looking for a podium here. Was the last time Alonso's on the podium? What would it have been? Right, round 6 or 7 or something. Are we expecting rain? Oh, here comes the rain. Rain's coming in from the North Sea. Rain incoming. Canada. Yeah. So it would be Alonso's first podium for about... What was Canada like? Round 7? First podium for 5-6 races anyway. What did you tell me, Suede? Oh, that the rain's coming. Yeah, man. I hope he does. Alonso is looking rapid all over the back of the Ferrari. Now, I reckon he'll do it here. He'll get DRS, slipstream. And here we go then. Fernando Alonso versus Carlos Sainz. Oh, Sainz trying to defend it. But Alonso with the full send gets the inside line. And a nice move, clean move from Fernando Alonso up into the podium positions now. Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. What a race he has had. Lap 52 of 72 and Alonso up into third. Alonso owning Sainz again, yeah. Replay on board with George Russell. Is that on Tsunoda? Tsunoda dropping back. Oh, they made contact in turn 1. Russell, the Davy Croft and Karen Chandler completely missed it, but Tsunoda ran into the side of Russell at turn 1. And Tsunoda's having absolute nightmares as Albon and Tsunoda go side by side then into turn 12 they come. Tsunoda's got the inside line and holds onto the position for now, but Alex is looking good for P7. All you have to do is look at the dark ominous clouds. Yeah, man. That's to COVID test madness. Oh, you've not been well? Albon's already done Tsunoda. Tsunoda's dropping like a stone here. And it's now under pressure from Ocon and Norris. Tsunoda's going to be outside the points in a minute. What's going on here? Has he got a broken... Well, I did see that he ran into the side of Russell a little bit a couple of laps ago. Is that... Yeah, Tsunoda's definitely going to fall out of the points. He's out of sync. And, yeah, Tsunoda's got damage on front wing as well. How many times have you seen Alonso get Sainz in a race? Bahrain, Baku, Miami. I've not noticed, but yeah, I don't doubt you, SHT. I don't doubt you. Some are slipping on old tyres. Just hold off. Yeah, but how long though, innit, Suede? At some point, you got to draw a line and go, listen, we need new tyres on here. We're dropping that. Oh, predicting rain around 10 laps from the end. So we're on lap 54. So they're predicting rain, what, lap 62? So in about 6 or 7 laps. So yeah, Red Bull are saying rain in about 7 laps. Yeah, tricky one. It could throw... We could throw the dice here in the last 10 laps. We could shuffle the pack here in the last 10 laps. No risk, no reward, exactly. It's a positive sign for Aston Martin. The pace looks much better. It does, yeah. The last like handful of races, you know, I was here saying, oh, you know, it's really dropped off. They've been leapfrogged by McLaren and Mercedes and all the rest of it. But no, it's a result that they needed. If Alonso does come through with the podium today, it is will be a massive boost because they've not had the best middle part of the season, but. Back on form for Fernando Alonso. Back on form as Hamilton fights Norris for P10. Around the final corner they come then to start lap 55. What is wrong with Yuki Tsunoda? Tsunoda's got a problem, surely. As Hamilton goes round the outside. Yeah, Yuki needs to retire the car if it's that bad. So Norris and Hamilton into the points then, P9 and 10, as Tsunoda keeps dropping. Good choice for hard last pits. Smart strat would have been Hares. What? Oh, hards. Expect late rain and then change to winters. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, that in hindsight. You go on to hards earlier on in the race and just see it all the way through till now, yeah, but you can't. Yeah. In hindsight, that is the OG move. You know, that's the move that wins you the race, but predicting a rain shower an hour and 20 minutes into the future. Oh. Has Albon just gone round the outside of Russell? I didn't even clock what was going on. But Alexander Albon in the Williams has just gone round the outside of George Russell in the Mercedes. What? Alexander Albon takes P6 in emphatic style. Go on then. As we see Norris and Hamilton go wheel to wheel in turn 1. And Lewis with DRS gets the job done up into P9. They have weather people. I know they have weather people and weather systems and all that, but it changes constantly though, the rain showers, you know. You could aim for that strategy, put the hard tyres on, thinking there's going to be a rain shower in the last 10 laps. It develops, you know, the weather's constantly changing. So you can't be that accurate with it. Because you could end up doing that, and then the rain shower, oh, it's actually moving away from us now, or oh, it's fizzled out, or so you can't. You've just got to play it by ear. You've got to play it as it is in the moment, because you don't really know. Weather radars, you know, these rain showers can just bubble up out of nowhere. You know, over the sea especially. Gasly closing on Sainz. Yeah, Gasly within DRS range of Sainz, yeah. And we're watching that battle now for P4. Gasly's had a good race here. Alonso purple, yeah. Alonso on a fastest lap. Lap 58 of 72, still no rain. Sainz is having to defend from Gasly. Oh, I tell you what, they've had a few battles this race. Oh, Gasly going round the outside, gets squeezed out of it. Gasly and Sainz have gone wheel to wheel at least 5 times in this race. They had a hell of a battle. I think Alonso might be able to keep fastest lap on that. Someone's, yeah, especially if you get a rain shower, it's done, isn't it? So Alonso will get the what would be 25, 18, 15. So we could end up with 16 points. Could Fernando at the end of this one, as Hamilton passes Ocon for 8th then. So it's a nice recovery after a horrendous first half of the race for Mercedes. Hamilton looking to get a few points out of it in the end, but McLaren 10th and 11th, that's not been their day, has it? Mercedes now 7th and 8th, which is a decent recovery after being at the back after the first stint, but Hamilton coming up on the back of Russell now as well. Hamilton within DRS range of Russell for 7th. Then Albon's another 5 seconds up the road. But yeah, Gasly and Sainz is the big fight right now for P4. With 13 laps to go. Is Sheffield United City still 0-0, or is it just like 4-0 and you just not said anything because it's poor? Russell nearly binned it then. Oh my God. George Russell, how has he kept that out of the wall? He dipped 2 wheels into the grass. Oh, 1-0, yeah. And now Russell lets him through. So Hamilton up into 7th, but Russell lucky to still be in the race. He must have been looking in his mirrors or something. Dipped 2 wheels on the wet grass and nearly spun it. Albon absolutely brilliant in this race. Only 2 stops. He's still in P6. Yeah. Oh, and here comes Gasly around the outside of Sainz. And then now he gets the move done. And Pierre Gasly, P4 in the Alpine. Gasly has got it done, mate. Yes. Lap 60 of 72. Verstappen leads Perez by 10.2 seconds. Alonso another 9 seconds. So Alonso couldn't keep with Perez. Oh, we see the rain shower coming in over the sea. That rain is like approaching the shore. You can literally see them from the helicopter. As we see a replay of the of Russell losing the rear end. Holy. Whew. Damn, bro. The Russell save is unbelievable. Oh, Perez is going for the big gamble. Perez is gambling on Inters before the rain arrives. Perez on the gamble ting, bro. It must have just started raining now. The rain has arrived. They're all in for intermediates. Here we go then. Here we go, shuffling the deck with 11 laps to go. Oh, let's go. Oh, this Dutch Grand Prix's been lit, you know. Yeah, the middle part of the race was a bit dead. But the first third, and last quarter of this race, mate, this is a race, this. It's too dry, says Verstappen. Oh, mate, look at the rain. It's chucking it down. Here we go. Oh, this could really throw it. Look at how many pit stops these people have. This like 5 pit stops in the race. Verstappen team radio. Yeah. Verstappen pits them, right. They're all in for intermediates. How is this going to play out? Could Perez have pulled the... Perez going on to the intermediates a little bit earlier. Could this pay dividends now? How is this going to all... I know, this track's absolutely soaked already in the space of 30 seconds. The whole race is turned on its head. How is this going to pan out now? As Verstappen exits the pits. Oh, you've got to be careful you don't bin it now with 10 laps to go. Alonso's in for the Inters. Ocon team radio. Very, very heavy rain. Is someone risk a full wet? Does someone... $10 says someone eats it. Yeah, I'm not having you that bet because someone will eat it. Race control, yeah, DRS disabled is the only sensible thing to do. So it's Verstappen who leads from Perez, Alonso, Gasly, Sainz, right, okay? So Albon and Ocon are in the pits now. Does someone risk a set of full wets? Because look at the conditions. Oh, the McLaren's gone, so Norris has jumped Albon, and here comes George Russell. So yeah, Williams left it a lap too late, and it's cost Albon. Piastri up to P10. Oh yeah, Ocon's gone full wets. Ocon's gone full wets. Oh, Ocon for the win, mate. Ocon to win the Grand Prix. Mate, if it keeps raining hard, and they have to go full wets, Ocon will be... I said someone to risk it on full wets. The conditions are in the bin here. 10 laps to go in the Dutch Grand Prix. A dramatic Dutch Grand Prix with a second rain shower. And Ocon on the full wets. Go on, lad. I back it still. I back the full wet prediction, lad. Ocon, like, this is the worst. Oh, Perez has spun it. It's Perez in the wall. Perez has spun off, but he's continuing on. Oh, it's heavy rain, bro. Now Ocon's in the pound seats. Trust me. Now Ocon's got this right. This full wets. It's full wet conditions. Ocon to win the race. No. Ocon's sweet, brev. Ocon's sweet as a nut here. Because it's looking like extreme wet weather, this. They're going to have to go full wets, bro. They're going to have to full wet it, mate. Oh, my God. I tell you, Perez is looking to still be alive here. Perez is looking to still be in the race. They've got to go full wets. Look at the conditions. Mate, this is nuts. A double yellow flag. We've got an Alfa Romeo in the wall. They're all going off at turn one, mate. VSC is out. They've got to go full wets. Verstappen's in the pits for the extremes. Here we go, brev. It's a full, absolute deluge. Mate, this is absolutely ruthless. The weather is cancellation settings right now. It is red flag, cancel the race situation. Oh, mate, this is cancellation conditions out here at the Dutch Grand Prix. This can be red flagged with 8 laps to go, and we ain't going to get resumed. Perez goes to extremes. Red flagged. Red flagged. Has that cost Perez dearly? They've red flagged it with the order being Verstappen, Alonso, Gasly, and yeah, so Perez can't rejoin the track. That could be the finishing order of the race. Verstappen, Alonso, Gasly could be the podium here. Woo! Wow. P6. I'm sorry I'm not talking at the moment. I'm just listening to the information. I just realised I've been sat in silence listening to Karen Chandon for a minute and a half. I'm supposed to be doing a watch along. No, I'm just taking in the information. I'm just understanding this scenario. So we've got a red flag. I don't see this being resumed. I think they just call it quits here. I don't see this getting back underway. This is torrential downpour, this. Yeah, I love the rain in F1. Yeah, man. This is torrential downpour cancellation settings, this. The thing is, they could hang on here and they could wait another, like, 3/4 an hour just to do the last 6 laps. I think they should draw a line under it right now. Because it's going to end up where they're going to be sat there for 3/4 of an hour waiting for it to dry up a bit. As we see Tsunoda lucky to get away with it. Oh, and oh my God. And Zhou then smashes into the wall. So Zhou, oh, it's a big crash as well. That's a big crash from Zhou Guanyu in the replay on board then. Heading to turn 1, he just locks up both front wheels and he just slides into the wall, 100 mile an hour. Ooh. Bad luck for Ocon. I know, I was backing Ocon for the win. Yeah, it's terrifying, these conditions. I think that's it, to be honest. Maybe they'll try and get it underway again in another half an hour when it... But I don't know. They don't have the time. Well, yeah, that's it as well. You've got to finish the race. What is it? Within a 2-hour period or something like that? I don't know. I think that's it, to be honest. To me, I will give it to Gasly from 12th to 3rd. Oh, what, driver of the day? Oh, yeah. Who will get driver of the day if this is the order? Yeah, maybe Pierre Gasly is a shout. Yeah, I say Gasly as well. I agree with that. Alonso's had a good race, hasn't he? And you know, but yeah, Pierre. If it ends like this, obviously I'll stay on until it's confirmed one way or the other whether they try and get this whether the race is resumed or whether it's confirmed to be over. I'll stay on until that point where that decision is made. But yeah, what a mad race! What a mad race that has been today. I'd say race of the season. It did get a bit dead in the middle, but I was waffling on about Lance Stroll and some other things when it got a bit dead in the middle section. But yeah, first stint and first few laps and last few laps, pure drama. But it's still your man Max Verstappen up top, innit? You can't stop him. Oh, maybe we'll get going again in a bit. Oh, David Cross saying there's plenty of time then, so it'll get underway eventually then. So yeah, stick with it. Stick with me. We'll see it through. So, yeah, red flag at the moment for anyone that's just joining or, is confused at what's happening right now. So we've got a red flag on lap 65 of 72 due to a torrential downpour and Zhou Guanyu sticking it in the wall 100 mile an hour. Yeah, they've put a temporary halt to this one. A dramatic Dutch Grand Prix so far. It looks like we will get the last 7 laps done eventually. But yeah, until then, get your questions in chat because we might have to pass a bit of time. Q&A session. Yeah, so they're saying the heaviest part of the rain is over. So the big downpour is done with, and we might just get a few showers from now. But yeah, Ocon unlucky. I know. I was buzzing when the rain started coming heavy. Then I was like, oh, they've thrown the full wets because I was saying in it, someone should gamble the full wets. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I've made a few good strategy calls in this race. I'd have pitted at the end of lap 1 for the Inters. So that'd have got me up into the top 3. I'd have gone full wets like Ocon, which seems like a dumb move, but it was actually smart. I called the Sergeant suspension failure. Done all right, on the strategy today. Get me on the pit wall. I've seen a few of these. I know what to do. Is the order? Yeah, Gasly will be the 9th different driver to be on the podium this season. Is that right? Yeah, I've had a few people finish P3. A few different people finish P3 in it, yeah. Oh, order for the restart. Yeah. Yeah. So the restart order, when it resumes, right, they need to change this on the graphics. So the order... Wait, let me go back. Oh, right, order for the restart, 1, which is Verstappen. So we're going off numbers. So it's Verstappen. It's going to be Verstappen, Alonso, Perez. This is testing my knowledge. Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Albon, Ocon. No. 81's McLaren, Piastri. That's a good test, that. Do you know your driver numbers? I'm just seeing a list of numbers there, and I can go Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Albon, Piastri, Ocon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Lawson, Magnussen. F1 test passed. That's the order anyway, when the race resumes. They went, yeah, exactly. They went back a lap, yeah, exactly. Gasly might want this to be red flagged. Yeah, so it'd be Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Gasly. Yeah, so Gasly's in a podium position right now, but they'll get this restarted in a bit. They've got to fix the barriers and stuff. So yeah, we're in for a long stream because we did a 45-minute build-up as well. So yeah, it's a proper length stream, this. Yeah, that's what they do in it. When a race gets red flagged, they go back a lap, and then that's like the order. So lap 65 of 72. So they'll do the last 7 laps of this race. They probably go out of the pits, do at least a lap behind the safety car, but maybe even 2 or 3 to sort of dry the track out a little bit, and then we'll have like a 4, 5 lap sprint at the end of this. So yeah, more action to come. Probably be a rolling start. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't see him doing a sanding start. Although, as far as I know, the procedure is standing start when it's red flagged. But I think they'd be a bit silly to do that. I mean, I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's the sensible decision to do a standing start, is it? I think the sensible decision, given the conditions, is to do a rolling start. They'll probably do, I would imagine they'll do it 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car just to get rid of some of the standing water for a couple of laps, and then yeah, we'll get like 4 lap sprint. You get a job in F1 soon. No, but I would make my own job in F1, innit? This. You don't get a job in F1 by reciting the drivers' names from seeing the numbers. Tell you that for a fact, because if you did, I'd be a billionaire. Also in wet conditions, not great for it. Exactly, yeah. It's not the. It's not the. We've seen a replay here from before the red flag came out, I guess. Right. So we're looking at Perez behind Alonso. VSC is out. I understand. Oh, Perez hit the wall on the way into the pits. Wow. I didn't know that. Perez hit the wall in the way into the pit lane before it got red flagged. Wow. Look at this. So Perez locked up going into the pits. Oh, we didn't see that one, did we, on the live feed? They just stuck the music on in the crowd like Max, Super Max, Super Max. The techno beats have been put on for the crowd in the rain. Love it. It does look fun, to be fair. It's a party in the stands, innit, Suede? Yeah, man. Good fun, innit? Oh, shit. Oh. Right, we'll be back in a minute. It looks like we're going to have quite a wait anyway until the race gets back underway. I'll be back in a sec. Max, Super Max, Super Max. Techno beats. Where's my headphones gone? 1-1, no way. I might stick the footy on now. I'm going to have a gander, me. Bollocks to this. Oh, no, wait. It might be an important replay here. We've got to not stick the footy on yet. Oh, no, we're just seeing a replay of wet conditions. Let's have a gander at the football. There's no way it's 1-1, is it? You're fucking mad it is 1-1. It's 1-1, 86 minutes. Go on, Sheffield United. It's a dual watch along round here, bro. No way. That's funny, isn't it? Oh, I hope they get a point. I hope Sheffield United get a point. I really do hope Sheffield United get a point. It's a Max, Super Max. Yeah, I don't. As soon as I know when the race is going to get back underway, um, I'll let you know. In it, I'm just. I think generally how they like to do it is like a 10-minute warning. So we're looking for that really. But yeah, 3 retirees from the Grand Prix. Man City have had over 80% possession as well. Mate, Sheffield United. A Sheffield United at home as well. Is it at Sheffield? Whatever they call it. State. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's 2-1 City. It's 2-1 City. As a switch over. Rodri scored as I switched it. Fucking hell. What? Bang. What? Top bins. Right, back to the F1. Yeah, so 3 retirees from the Grand Prix. Zhou Guan Yu, Charles Leclerc, Logan Sargent. Leclerc being asked about Monza. Not looking good, is it? I only just put the set of game and cause they score. Well, exactly, Chris. Same. I was like 1-1. Yeah, let's get it on. Bang, switch the channel over. 2-1 City. Well. Oh, well. Yeah, come on. Sun's out now. Let's get these last 7 laps done. I'll be here all day. I think most people did, Chris. Yeah. Usually, the way they do this is you get a 10-minute warning of when the race is going to get back underway. We've not had that yet, so. But I don't know what they're waiting for now. Are they still repairing the barrier at turn 1 or what? Because the rain's eased off. But there's gonna be the thing is there's gonna be a lot of standing water now. So it's still raining. It's not at the torrential downpour levels. It's still raining out there. I don't know, man. I don't. They can have the food. Yeah. Yeah, if they're gonna wait. I mean, what are they waiting for now? Like, we're gonna be sat here another hour if they're waiting for the track to dry out. You know what I mean? What's the scenario here? It's a wet race. It's not at dangerous levels now. Let's get back underway. Let's get these last 7 laps done. Oh well. Just gotta wait it out, I guess. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What has Perez got damage from that? See, when you've got a red flag, you can work on the cars, can't you? So you can change the tyres, and if you've got any damage, you can repair it under red flag conditions. So I think they're on with Sergio. Yeah, they're right. Yeah, so they're looking like they're going to put a new front end on Perez's Red Bull as well. Weird one. We just need snow. Oh, then it'd be definitely cancelled then. Yeah, snow will just yeah, GG's, innit? If it starts snowing, game over. No, they need to start looking at getting this back underway. What are they doing? Well, I don't understand what they're waiting for now. They've got the Eurobeat tunes on. These guys are working overtime on the entertainment stand. But I don't understand what do race control want now. The rain's easing up. They've sorted out the barrier down at turn 1. So I don't get it. Oh, no idea, Simon. I don't not that into it. Yeah, look at this. It doesn't even look like it's raining anymore. What's the problem here? I don't understand what the problem is now. Like, I understand why they red flagged it, but at this point, let's get the show on the road, guys. This is ridiculous. This is like Japan last year. Massive stoppage. This is why I need a co-commentator, someone to talk to right now, innit? Fucking hell. Yeah, Lewis is going to resume. See, they've not, on this website, they've not changed the starting positions yet. Because that's not right. It's not Verstappen, Alonso, Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton. It's Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, isn't it? Then Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton. Not been updated properly yet. Oh, come on, it's not even raining anymore. What are they doing? What are they waiting for now? Yeah? We have a break in the rain. Let's get a show on the road then. Let's get these last 7 laps done. Well, I don't get it. You've got some drivers like... So Lawson... Yeah, but the thing is, what are they going to do? They're going to... We've got a break in the rain right now. Let's get it done now. Because then you wait another 20 minutes and there's going to be in the next rain shower. Oh, well then we could be sat here all afternoon. What are you doing? The race should be back underway now. We should be going, and the race is back underway now. Bang! Lap 65. Here we go. But instead, we're sat here. Yuki Tsunoda's out of the car with a raincoat on. By the time they decide to get this back underway, the next rain shower is going to have arrived. At which point it will be delayed again, and I'll be sat here till the cows come home. Jams are on at the 15. What does that mean? Salah ain't leaving. Long F1 stream, Rose. Watching the doctor. My sister said, do you like F1? I said, no. Salah is leaving. Liverpool going to get spanked. Or what is it? Newcastle, Liverpool. This race could be ended. Exactly, man. I can't believe they not get it back underway by now. Because by the time because the thing is, the procedure is they're going to do like, oh, in 10 minutes it's going to start again. But then by the time it gets underway again, it'd be flipping raining again. Oh, Jam's on at 4:15. All right, cool. Oh, for Newcastle thingy. Did City win 2-1? Let me have a look. I can answer that myself. I assume City won 2-1. Yeah. Yeah, 2-1 City. Fucking hell. Cover all sports on here, do we? Shall have a look what's on. I'll have a look what's on in it. Women's basketball. Women's cricket. Horse racing. Cycling, Vuelta a España. It's raining there. They don't red flag that, have they? Fucking carry on regardless, mate. British Superbikes. Not for me, mate. United Archives. MotoGP. Now we're kicking. Lorient v Lille. Yeah, let's have a bit of that, innit? 10 minutes, he said. Let me get back. I'm dipping through the channels, aren't I? I was going to get movie channels on in a minute. Have they said it's coming back in 10 minutes? If you're Max fans, you might want this race to be ended. I think either way, they'll be alright. It'll be alright. Have they said that, Anto? We need the 10 minute countdown, innit? Otherwise, I'm dipping to Sky Movies and we'll have a watch along of whatever's on. Let's have a gander. Fucking Sky Movies. CBA with this red flag thing. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, what a fucking film. Let's have Shaun of the Dead on. What a fucking... Nanny McPhee. Nope. Oh, Bean, the ultimate disaster movie's on at 25 past. Yeah, bollocks to Liverpool, Newcastle, mate. I'm getting Bean on, mate. Bean. E.T. just coming on. Oh, mate, this is a much better offering. Dungeons and Dragons, no, mate. What are they doing, mate? What now to the pub? Yeah, man. I don't know, mate. Why are we not getting like a race resumes in 10 minutes thing? I have a feeling it could be like we return to under safety car and then ended under safety car. Yeah, it could do. They could do that. They could pull that trick. They could pull one of them. Did they do that with in Italy when Ricciardo crashed and they just like ended it under safety car. Did they do that with Italy last year? That could happen, yeah. Yeah, Monza last year. They could pull that trick out. But I reckon if I was to guess it, they'd probably do 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car and then like a 4 laps sprint. Take It's Raining. Nah, not a drop, Gav. Not a drop. Yeah, there was a torrential downpour, Gav, and it put a halt to proceedings, but the rain's eased off and they're not getting it back going again. With 7 laps to go. Let me put something on the screen. Oh, we've got a start time. 17:14. 11 minutes time, we get the race back underway. Right, okay, that's good. Right, so the race is getting back underway in 11 minutes. Right, get in. At least we've got a discernible... Right, we don't need to do that then. I was going to put on something on the screen, like red flags, whatever, but we're getting back underway in 10 minutes, so... Right. Oh, Max, Super Max. I'm not even a Verstappen fan, but that's a banger. Yeah, exactly. It's about time they said something, innit? You know, I was dipping on Sky Movies. I was about to stick Shaun of the Dead on, mate. Get to the Winchester. Right, yeah, race will resume at 14 minutes past. So we're 5 past now. So get in. 9 minutes and we will get this final 7 laps done. Thank God. And then we switch over. In fact, it'll be right because we'll get this race done and then just in time for kickoff for Newcastle Liverpool, and it's going to be perfect. So get in the lead. Right, they're all getting dressed now. They're all getting their helmets back on and race suits back on. It's time to get back in the game. You've had your little half time. Oh God. It's gonna be over 3 hours this stream. Mugs, super mugs. Oh, they're gonna have to put the cars in the right order as well because they're not in the right order at the moment. In the pit lane, they're gonna have to shuffle the deck in the pit lane as well. On the little dolly trays. And yeah, look at the wind. Jeez. I was putting the Irish channels on to watch the cycling. I don't speak Irish. I was dipping through the sports channels as well. Is Newcastle Liverpool on Sky Sports? Or oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Right, we're on it. We'll do a back to back. Smallest pit lane. It's not the biggest, is it? But they're gonna have to shuffle the deck a bit into the. Oh my God, Karen Chandok wanting the standing start. Oh mate, that'll be chaos. Oh, I don't know about a standing start. That kind of takes the piss out of the whole procedure because it's like if it's that dry to where you can do a standing start, then you've waited too long to get this show on the road, mate. A standing start. Oh my God, if we get that. I don't see him doing that. Race resume at Zandvoort. Rolling start procedure. It even says it at the top. Rolling start procedure. You ain't gonna do a standing start. It's just not the one, is it? They're not gonna do that. Exactly. The thing is, you go for a standing start, and you're just gonna create another incident. No. I mean, it's more excitement than that, but let's just get these last 7 laps done. Yeah, Verstappen, Alonso, Perez. Yeah, that's not the order that on the screen here. That's not the order that it's going to be when this race resumes. Is Hamilton going to be P5? Oh no, Hamilton's going to be P6. Well, the drivers are getting back in the car now. Getting ready to get it underway. Yeah, P5. You get back underway in 5 minutes. They've got the techno beats going in the crowd. Jeez, it's like a summer day when you are gone. Oh man, I feel like this red flag period has been a lot longer than necessary. It's been twice as long as as necessary. What were they waiting for? This red flag's probably been about half an hour, 40 minutes, and it should have been 20 minutes. Ridiculous. It was last at one stage. Lewis for the win now. If Lewis wins this, it'll go down as probably his greatest ever win if he wins it from here. He was last at one point, yeah. Button in Canada settings from last to the win. Bro, all this for 7 laps. I know. F1 has this horrible thing of like following a set procedure, like no matter what, like just get it done. Like they have to go through this whole rigmarole of waiting here for 45 minutes just to get the last 7 laps done. It's stupid. The red flag should have been about 10 minutes while the heavy rain passed. As soon as the heavy rain was done, as soon as the heavy rain was done with the circuit and moved on, and it went to just light rain, bang, right, let's get this back underway. But no, they have to sit there for another 40 minutes and wait till it dries out completely. Exactly, Slade. Exactly. They're talking about, in the commentary, they're talking about, oh, we're doing a standing start. In other words, like the track, it's a piss take, man. They're not even going to be on extreme wets. They're going to restart the race on inters. Oh, anyway, we're getting back underway. That's the main thing. At least we're not going to be sat here all afternoon. We're going to get this. We're going to get this done. We're going to get it done. Appreciate you for sticking with me. We're 3 hours in. Races are usually about an hour and 20 minutes, so to be 3 hours into the stream is a bit of a mad one. But that's a scenario we find ourselves in. What's happening here then? Is Perez going round? Is Perez going round to... What? To like unlap himself. Right. Oh, wow, so Perez has gone out there. Oh, no, now they're all going out. What? Yeah, so it'd be Verstappen. The order will be Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Albon, Piastri, Ocon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Lawson, Magnussen. Not necessarily what that is saying. Because they've still got, on the website, it's still got it as Verstappen. I guess it'll sort itself out when it sorts itself out on the GPS. This is weird. So most of the grid's been sent out to like unlap himself sort of thing. Yeah, so they're going to be on intermediates. They're not even going to be on extreme wet tyres here. Every race was forecast for rain this season. They were wrong until this race was actually right, yeah. There's been a lot of rain-affected weekends this season, though. A lot of rain-affected weekends. When Mammy rings me to see I'm okay. It is mad. It is mad, Anto. It's mad that it's still going, bro. Right, now, right, the order's been reshuffled. Right, yeah, so now the order's been shuffled, yeah, now we're right. Now we're good. I thought the other time... Yo, did you just put a comment and delete it? Rapid. If Alonso, imagine Alonso goes for the big one. Alonso can win this from here. Oh, we're finally going to get these last 7 laps done. Oh my God, bro. Oh, this has been a long day. Pierre Gasly. That's Alonso jinx. Nah, never jinx no one. Except for supporting Mick Schumacher and then him getting dropped. Biggest jinx ever. He's not even in the sport anymore. That's a jinx, isn't it? Supporting someone that gets dropped is a different level of jinx, mate. Right, come on. We're finally getting this. Is the safety car going to come in at the end of this lap, or are we doing like a handful of laps behind it? What's the scenario here? We're going to get it. What's happening here? Yeah, so that's the order. Yeah. Verstappen, Alonso, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Albon, Piastri, top 10. But we're going to get another lap behind the safety car, are we then? At least. What's Alonso saying? Oh my God, they're talking about the next rain shower now. This is why they should have got this underway 20 minutes ago. Because you're going to run into the next rain shower. But we're still behind the safety car. We're going to end up with like a 4-lap sprint at the end of this. 2 laps under safety car, you heard. I hope it is just 2 laps on the safety car, yeah. On the Alonso train now, how nice would it be? Oh, it'd be epic if Alonso goes for a dive bomb. End of this lap should come in here. I hope so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're all complaining about tyre temperature now. Right, safety car coming in at the end of the lap. You were right, Chris. Yeah, 2 laps down safety car. Right, come on. Rolling start. And we're going to get, what, 5, 6 laps to end this dramatic and long Dutch Grand Prix. Come on. Let's go. Bro, it's build up. I know. Here we go. Right, Verstappen's now controlling the pack. Here we go for the restart then, about 45 minutes later. Jeez, that was a long red flag, that. Well, we get through it, don't we? We manage, don't we? And yeah, it looks like Max has gone for it. And he's got a clear jump on Alonso. Oh, Alonso's looking pretty quick, though. Right, race is back underway then. Lap 67 of 72. Oh, Alonso's pretty close to Verstappen in turn 1. Woo! Alonso was pretty close there, you know, but Verstappen leads him away from Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly, and we are getting the final 5 laps of this Dutch Grand Prix. Finally done, as Sainz is under pressure from Hamilton for P5. Russell and then Norris side by side then. Our turn 4, Norris and Russell. Oh, this is so close, but Russell gets the position. Russell up into P7. Russell P8 then. Norris down to P8. And then you've got Albon P9, Piastri P10, lap 67 of 72. And Perez has got a notification for speeding in the pit lane. Perez might get a penalty here. Gasly could get on the podium. It could end up Verstappen, Alonso, Gasly top 3 here as we'll ride on board with Fernando Alonso, who's keeping Verstappen honest at the front. Go on, Fernando. Go on, Fernando. Fernando's looking quick, you know. Fernando's putting pressure on Max. Oh, my God. If Fernando wins this on merit, oh, my God, bro. Alonso fancies the win, bro. Go on. Oh, Fernando's looking quick. Fernando's looking quick. What's happened to Russell? I think Russell's spun or something. Oh, don't red flag it or anything. I just hope that he's able to carry on, whatever. Sainz still ahead of Hamilton. Oh, Russell's out of the race. Russell's out, he says. What's happened? He spun, hit the wall? God only knows. Russell's back in the pits. Okay. Right, George Russell's done for. But we need to see the gap. Verstappen leads Alonso by a second. Oh, I think he's held off it. I think he's weathered the storm, Verstappen. Oh, Alonso was fucking... Alonso's got that fire, you know what I'm saying? Oh, puncture for George Russell. Verstappen, Alonso, Perez top 3, but Perez might have a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so it could promote Gasly up to the podium if he gets a penalty. I know, I'd love to see it, Matty. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Oh, so Perez has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So we're looking at Gasly podium here. Alonso's keeping Max honest here at the front. Max is not disappearing at the front. Alonso keeping him under pressure. About a second is the gap at the front with 3 laps to go. Yeah, Perez 5-second penalty. So he's going to drop at least 2 or 3 positions, is Perez at the end. So this is Norris. Norris versus... Do they come together, Norris and Russell? Does Norris give Russell a puncture? Okay, George got the inside lines to turn 12. Ooh. Did no contact there? I didn't see any contact there between Norris. It's the slightest nick. I can't believe that's given Russell a puncture, but maybe it has. Slightest bit of touch of contact between Norris and Russell. It's put Russell in the bin. Russell is back out on the circuit, but 37 seconds behind the entire pack. And Hamilton all over the back of Sainz for P5. And Lewis has a look down into turn 12, but has to back out of it. Perez a second behind Alonso for second. Verstappen's gathered it together and he's cleared the threat of Alonso now. 1.6 seconds between the top two. Alonso will be looking more in his mirrors than ahead now, with Sergio Perez being a second behind. But this is the main battle. It's Sainz, Hamilton and Norris fighting for P5 with 3 laps to go. Albon P8 as well behind this battle. Piastri 9th, Ocon at the moment in P10. Here we are then on board with Lewis Hamilton through turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. Skyflock. Through Skyflock. Turn 8. Oh, he's having a little look at Sainz here. Through turn 9, turn 10. Come on, tee him up here, Lewis. Come on, tee him up. I think Lewis is teeing him up here into the chicane. Go on, then. Lewis has another look. Oh, he's going to almost hit the back of the Ferrari. So close to hitting the Ferrari there into turn 12. Surely he gets him down the main straight now. Hamilton all over the back of that Ferrari. Cut to Perez, who is within 7/10 of Alonso's Aston Martin now at the front. Lap 71 of 72. Verstappen leads from Alonso. Perez. Oh, we cut to Hamilton and Sainz side by side, but Sainz holds on in turn 1. Sainz is holding on just about from Lewis Hamilton. Mate, Gasly's going to get a podium here. Verstappen, Alonso, Gasly podium. That's a nice... I back that. Oh, look at... Oh, Lewis is so close to wiping out the Ferrari there. He's so much more confident on the brakes. The thing is, Hamilton's messing about that much, and Norris is right behind him as well. He's got to be careful as Lewis, because if he goes for a move and it doesn't work out, Norris is right there to take advantage. Verstappen's cleared Alonso by 3.5 seconds now as we enter the final lap. Perez can't do anything about Alonso right now. But here's the real battle for P5. Sainz, Hamilton, Norris into turn 1. And Hamilton has another look. Oh, and it's so close. He's literally pushing Sainz round turn 1. It's unbelievable. Oh, and Lewis is now... Oh, he's having another look into turn 4. But Sainz is going to keep the position through the sector. Lewis might have one more chance into turn 12. And that'll be it. Yeah, Lewis has got one more chance to get this P5 off Sainz. I know, man. He's literally shoving him round. Oh, Verstappen's going to make it 3 Dutch Grand Prix victories in a row. The unstoppable. The unstoppable in 2023. Max Verstappen wins 9 in a row in 2023. Verstappen wins the Dutch Grand Prix from Fernando Alonso with a brilliant second place in the Aston Martin. A brilliant return to the podium for the Spaniard. Sergio Perez finishes 3rd in the other Red Bull. But Gasly gets 3rd because Perez has got the penalty. So Gasly gets the final spot on the podium. So the podium's Verstappen, Alonso and Pierre Gasly. Perez will end up finishing 4th. Sainz 5th. Sainz holds on to P5. Head of Hamilton in P6. Norris 7th, Albon gets a few points in P8, Piastri P9, and Esteban Ocon rounds out the points in P10. Thank you so much for everyone that's been with me today through this marathon of a stream. 3 hours and 13 minutes in we are. Thank you for anybody that stuck with me throughout that. Please do drop me a like. It's been a chaotic Dutch Grand Prix. A red flag, 2 rain showers, multiple incidents, and good entertaining race. The red flag was 20 minutes too long, but a great race of which your man wins again. 9 in a row for Max Verstappen. Join me next weekend for the Italian Grand Prix. I'll try and be live for qualifying as well for that one. If I can make it for quali, I'll be live for quali. If not, I'll be live for the race itself, of course. Next weekend, we've got back-to-back. So join me for that. Cheers, everybody. Please do drop me a like. Please get yourself subscribed as well if you're into Formula One. I'm trying to get to 500 before the end of the season, if I can. We've got 9 races to do it. We need to pop off on a couple of them to get that number growing. But yeah, trying to get to 500 before the end of the season. But cheers, everybody. I am going to head out now. It has been a marathon of a stream. But yeah, I think it's still race of the season, regardless of the massive red flag in the middle. I'll still give it race of the season. But yeah, cheers. See you for the Italian Grand Prix next weekend in Monza. Peace out, guys. Thank you for sticking with it. See you in a bit.